I'm excited to talk about your foundation because you talk about the youth in music, literacy, and sport. But you recently announced a couple new members to your board of directors,
Yeah.
Max Ehrman from the Raquels, we know that, but also the legendary Dr. J. How did this come about?
That first of all is an awesome t-shirt. Man, I gotta get one of those. Well, listen, one of my high school teammates, a guy by the name of Frank Molak, who's also on our board of directors, has known Dr. J for years. Um, he lives in Atlanta, and Doc spends a lot of time in Atlanta. And before the foundation was ever even thought of, Frank and I and Dr. J went out to dinner in Atlanta, and we kind of hit it off. And you know how that goes, right? You become kind of friends or associates with somebody, and then all of a sudden you got a project, and you start talking to him about it, and he has some interest in helping make it grow. And then we come up, 2 and 2 equals 4, and we get him as on our board of directors. um, and it's really something. It's really something. Frank and I are both from small little towns in Carroll, Iowa. It's not something we talked about. I had a Dr. J reaching out, dunking the ball poster above my bed as a kid. So it's another like super surreal moment for me, and we're super excited with the foundation because we're just trying to help the area youth here in Toronto. And I think his addition will be a great um, bonus for our foundation.
Now, you've already done a lot so far since what you started in March. You had made a lot of kids happy in the GTA, with that $25,000 worth of instruments, and especially in such a crazy time. But with Dr. J, I know when you launched it back in March, you had this wonderful fundraiser where you were on stage again with some great local artists. But does Dr. J have musical skills? Are we going to see you and him crush some vocals?
um, well, listen, probably he doesn't know this yet. We certainly we didn't tell him that, but we wanted to get him on board first. But no, we'll see if he's got any interest in any musical, which I'm sure he probably does. We'll get him on stage. And I think we'll always have these nights of music, and the last song will always be kind of a all artist sing along, or anybody involved wants to come up there and sing along to the closing number. So we'll see if we can convince them for sure.
Also, congratulations to you because yesterday on Amazon, you were the number one selling book in the basketball category. So technically, you're a best selling author. But one thing I need to know, Nick, is when did you even have time to write this?
It's a funny story. It's actually a little bit like a lot of things have turned out for me lately. It started out again, um, a guy by the name of Brandon Hurley, who's the assistant sports editor for my hometown newspaper in Carroll, Iowa, uh, came to me and said, "Hey, can we write a book about your story of coming from Carroll and small town and getting the head coaching job?" He contacted me like a week after I got the head coaching job to say, "Can we do it?" And I was kind of like, "Yeah, maybe. I kind of want to do one sometime." And then, strangely enough, he reached out to a booking agent. The agent thought it'd be decent, and then obviously, as we were kind of piddling around, we won an NBA championship. So all of a sudden, the book had a couple really cool chapters to add to it, and then Little Brown Publishing got behind it, and it kind of took off because of the Raptors' success. What was your question again? Oh, when did we do it? We just just do it on the road, man. There's a lot of moments. If you use your time wisely on the road, you can do a lot of cool things. That's for sure.
I love how you said that they were decent. And also, you're able to add some cool chapters. I've been covering the Raptors for 6 years, and I thought I pretty much knew everything about you, but there's so many things I think, I learned and that people will learn. And I love the relationship with Phil Jackson we've heard over the years. He wrote the foreword, but are you guys on like a daily texting basis where you're sharing philosophies with each other?
Not daily, no, but we've hit it off. We really have similar backgrounds. He's from small town North Dakota. We both coached in the minor leagues. He coached in Puerto Rico. I coached in England. We both kind of did. I didn't play in the NBA like he did, and I certainly haven't won. What has he won? Like 11 as a coach and two as a player. 13 championships, I think. is his total number. It's a few more than I got, but yeah, we text quite a bit, and it's nice to have him as a mentor. Really, he was my mentor long ago. He just didn't know it. He just didn't know it. I was studying every move he made for a lot of years back in the '90s. That's all in the book.
Yeah, it's really interesting to read in that book. And I thought it really explained your relationship. And I don't want to give too much away, but also a little trip that you had. But one thing I think this will really surprise fans if they haven't really, creeped in on you, is that the fact that you actually coached Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, again, another kind of weird situation. He was retired playing, from the Bulls, obviously. He was in the Big Brother house, the television show Big Brother. They had a celebrity Big Brother, and man, was it popular back then. And it was there was 40 million people a night watching it in England. And we just had the idea. Somebody at our club had the idea to say, "Hey, let's contact Rodman's people and see if he wants to play when he gets kicked out of the Big Brother house." And they said, "Yeah," and our sponsor said yes, and it was really something. He was a very nice guy, very intelligent, lots of fun for sure, and it created a lot of excitement for sure.
It's such an interesting read. I learned so much about you. Like you go way back. There's like even a baby photo in there. But you're having a year though, like, and I say there's a lot of things to celebrate. Like the fact, have you seen your bobbleheads yet?
um, Not really. I mean, I've seen them, but I don't physically have one. No. You have it? You got it?
4 of them.
Oh, right. Wow, you got them all.
Yeah.
How did you get all those?
Well, I have connections.
You got more
But it's like
connections. You got more connections than I have.
it actually made me laugh because now you have to add one where you have a book and then a
All right.
guitar,
Okay.
all that stuff. But no, I
There's
honestly,
enough. That's quite a few. There's a big collection anyway. I think I don't. We might have to cut it off at 4.